I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-looking for another load. Well, it's a family tradition, any Rocky Mountain day. Our fathers before us showed us the way. We work for asphalt cowboys and concrete kings, but that's never been a problem, cause we got diesel in our veins. We've got diesel in our veins.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Channel 23 podcast. The purpose of this podcast is to reach out and touch the fleet, to engage and inform everyone with all things JFW. Good morning, Jim White. Good morning, Brother Dave White. And good morning, Super Dave Weldon.
Good morning, everybody.
Excuse my voice this morning. I don't know. I've been up since 2:15.
Wow.
Oh, popped up.
Just woke up. Well, good morning, Jam, and good morning, everybody out there.
Afternoon, Jam. Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. Good afternoon,
Yeah,
Jam.
your day's done.
I'm going home.
About 1:30, Jam's going to be.
That's my normal nap time here. All right, let's kick it off with the pledge, guys. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Father God, we thank you for the opportunity to go out and do some trucking today. We pray for the safety of our fleet, all of their families, and all the other families and individuals we come across on the road today. We pray for the patience and the making of good, safe decisions. We pray to be accident-free and that we all make it back to the comforts of our homes this evening. We pray for healing and 100% recovery for all of our family members that are ill. No matter what, we trust you, God, and it's in Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
Amen.
I just figured it out. So they told me I may have trouble sleeping after my procedure. So I had my second RFA, my ablation yesterday, and they shoot steroids in there to help with the swelling. So that might have been it.
Yeah, it probably
There you
kept you up, or you slept a little bit and then woke you up. Yeah,
Could
that
be it.
makes sense.
I have no back pain this morning, though, so praise God.
Awesome. I got one of those vibrator plates
Yeah,
that
don't
might
stand
help
on
you.
Whoa. Oh, vibrator plate, that might work. Disclaimer, good time for the disclaimer.
Disclaimer, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Is it?
I did. Yeah, I was just going to throw out there. I talked to Stingray at Thanksgiving.
Oh, nice.
And I just, with that prayer, you guys keep him in your prayers, man. He's still fighting his cancer and all that, and he's in a tough spot as far as the battle.
He's got a battle.
Yep. So wanted to mention him, and then I know we have a couple guys that had shoulder surgery. You know, they've had and recovering, and you know, on the path to wellness. So we still got a lot of people out and working on different stuff.
Keep Eric Eichner in your prayers.
Yep.
He's got another finger surgery this
right?
Friday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. A lot of, like we say, a lot of life going on. So
Yep.
a lot of little prayers out there.
A lot of moving parts.
Disclaimer, anything you hear on today's podcast is not the opinion of JFW's. It is just the Men in This Room's opinion. Episode 208 had 247 downloads. We were at 104.8 thousand total downloads, and we have 817 followers.
Awesome.
Whoop, whoop.
It's a lot.
New employees. Oh, no. Dad joke challenge.
Can I say I'm sorry?
Sure. Sorry in advance.
Just lead with it, Jim. Just lead with it.
Maybe somebody will think it's funny. I don't know.
Could be. Okay. How did the barber win the race? He knew a shortcut.
Oh,
That's just a good dad joke.
That is.
What's a pig's favorite karate move?
pork chop.
There you go. Got it. Good job, yeah. And what's the most musical part of a turkey?
The wishbone. I don't know.
That's pretty good, Dave. The drumsticks.
Very good.
Those were good, man.
Yeah.
No apology needed on those.
Yeah, those were.
Those were better than some of the other ones.
Thanks.
That was awesome. I couldn't even come up with dad jokes. I switched to things you can say at a restaurant or in the bedroom. Number one,
I'm already embarrassed.
I think I'll have to finish this off at home by myself later.
Oh.
Goodness, that came very quickly. Let's take care of the ladies first. I've got a nice peach pie for dessert.
Oh boy.
No, I promise you, it tastes better than it looks. I can't possibly fit another thing in.
Oh,
Jim, so far you're winning.
I used to come here with my Aunt Mary. Sorry, don't you hate it when it goes down the wrong pipe?
oh man.
I'm sorry, you're going to have to go. I have another party coming in at 6.
Damn.
My personal favorite. Stop playing with it and just eat it. Nothing else, please. Just tell me what I owe you. And last but not least, now, I've told him it's your birthday, so we're going to stick a sparkler in your brownie.
Damn.
Oh.
How do I follow that up? I tell you.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Channel 23 podcast.
Yeah. I'm never going to talk to a waitress again.
Well, being that Christmas is right around the corner, I thought I'd do some good old Santa Claus jokes.
Ooh, love it.
So what do you call an elf that runs away from Santa's workshop?
Elf on the run.
A rebel without a clause. And what do you call Santa when he's on break? This should be easy.
Yeah, I know that one too, Dave.
Yep.
No work clause?
Santa pause.
Oh, Santa.
He's on pause. And then what is Santa's favorite kind of candy? I like this one. Got a Colorado twang to it.
I don't know that one either, Dave.
Jolly Ranchers.
Oh.
Oh.
Ho, 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 to the Jolly
Yeah.
Ranchers.
So this past weekend, I went to a house party, and I met this girl named Bree. She was kind of cheesy.
She drives a cement truck.
Oh, Bree. If 11 elves are sitting on the fence, what would make a dozen?
11 elves sitting.
12.
12. You got it. That one's from JR. Thinking about Brother Dave's dad jokes, or not dad jokes, but my podcast got shut down again because I'm on a shared platform and the girl on the other show said something or did something explicit and I got shut down.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, I mean, maybe it's for the best because now I'm on my own platform and I control it.
There you go.
It's under my name.
Yeah.
It's just me, but I'm starting,
From scratch, basically.
Yeah, I mean, we're uploading all the old episodes, but yeah, I mean, the little bit of audience I had, they gone.
So what's explain the platform, Jam? You're sharing a platform, but the platform has rules where you can't say, like, you're in whatever.
So the Team Awesome Podcast Studio was a platform, and then my podcast was on a playlist, and this other girl's podcast was on a playlist. She did something that shut the platform down. So it trickled up and then trickled down. Kind of the same thing as what happened the last time, but it wasn't even with our platform. It was, yeah. So the moral of the story for me is I would have rather just started with my own platform, you know what I mean? But the big vision is to have this one platform with 10 different shows on
Sure.
it, growing together and being a team. But here I am, I have a faith-based podcast. Hers was more like not faith-based, you know what I mean? And I didn't have a problem with that. To me, maybe somebody from her show would see my show and be like, I want to know God, or, hopefully nobody that listens to my show was like, I want to know that, you know what I mean? But yeah, it was just kind of a bummer, but Trevor and Kristen, they're still going to produce it. They're still putting in the work. It's
Yeah.
not monetized. They don't make any money for helping me, but they convinced me, like, we got to keep going, so.
Oh, well, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
So-
just, I guess, maybe since I've been on your podcast, I guess I never thought about that I couldn't say certain stuff, Jan.
Well, you can say, I don't know what she did. I mean,
Yeah.
she's an ex, she was in the entertainment business, and maybe some of her guests were also in the entertainment business, and they just did something.
Something you just shouldn't do.
So my dad jokes were kind of G-rated.
So I'm just hoping we don't get shut down. Is the point that I'm making.
That would suck.
But yeah, it'll be good. Now I don't have to worry about what anybody else is doing, and
Yeah.
I'd rather have, honestly, the whole reason for the share platform too is Trevor had bought an existing channel with 30,000 followers. You could do that.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So you get to skip the line on certain things as far as monetization. I don't care about the money, and he doesn't. I would have rather grown organically from the very beginning.
Sure.
So anyway, moving on back to JFW business. New employees. We got Fitzroy Nervaeus, Kevin Evans, Henry Rios, Rodolfo Perez, and Dextrick Williams. Welcome to the fleet, men.
Yeah, welcome you guys.
Yeah.
Glad to have you.
Welcome aboard.
Celebrations, anniversaries. We got Joanne Leonard. She hit 5 years on Sunday the 7th. Anthony Harper hit 5 years on Monday the 8th. Andre Gordon hit 1 year yesterday. And Frank McCoy, 3 years this Friday.
Congratulations,
Yeah,
everybody.
congratulations.
Yeah, Joanne, Anthony, Andre, way to go.
Yeah, I mean, I could say something about all these anniversaries. I mean, Joanne, all the stuff she's done in the last 5 years and the growth and the changes and, good to see her sticking it out that long. Anthony Harper, I mean, he's made it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can rely on him. And
He's a fighter, and here, yeah.
Yep.
Andre Gordon seems like he just started yesterday, but definite benefit to the night shop.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then
Right.
Frank McCoy, you want to talk about a silent warrior, man. He just comes in and does it.
Right.
And
Yeah.
low maintenance, but when you talk to him, it's always positive and
Engaged
just
and
a
all
good
that.
dude.
Just a quiet guy. Yeah, Andre's got that smile every afternoon, says hi to you, boisterous, good attitude. Yep.
I remember when he came in, he was sitting in Brother Dave's office. I'm like, why is he yelling at those guys? He's just speaking so loud. He's just a big, loud guy. You know?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Birthdays. Linda Frazier had a birthday Monday the 8th, and she got a lot of birthday wishes on the radio and the phone. Anthony Harper had a birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Anthony. John Jordan has a birthday today. He is probably in Florida right now.
Nice.
Julio Sands has a birthday this Saturday, and Rick Colleen also has a birthday this Saturday.
Dang.
Yeah, happy birthday,
birthdays.
everybody.
Gerardo Sanchez's son, Yaziel, had a birthday yesterday. Fabian Sotelo's son, Nathaniel, has a birthday tomorrow. Don Keller's wife, Judy, has a birthday tomorrow. Luis Leiva's wife, Leslie, has a birthday Friday. That's a cool couple name, Luis and Leslie. And then Francisco Alvarez's daughter, Ziclali, has a birthday this Saturday. She's actually going to be 13.
Nice. Congratulations.
Yeah, happy birthday, family.
Driver's doing it right. Let's save that till... Man, I'm all jacked up. No, shout-outs. We're on shout-outs. Sorry, guys. Little outline
You're good.
trouble here. Shout-outs. Let's see here. JR's wants to give a shout-out for Ken for tag teaming the safety meeting this morning with the Rookie Road Warriors. The Rookie Road Warriors is a group JR put together. Our insurance company politely mandated that we start doing something above and beyond with the people that don't meet our minimum hiring requirements, meaning age and experience. I don't know that we would really hire somebody that doesn't meet the motor vehicle part.
No, we
That's-
don't.
Yeah. So there's about 13
They're
people.
just people that I feel are promising, engaged individuals that will benefit our team.
Yeah.
You know,
and a
just
lot of-
because they might not be old enough or might have a little bit less experience, doesn't mean they're not good teammates.
Or good drivers.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when me and Jem had that meeting with the insurance company, there was nothing wrong with it. They're just outside the box.
Yeah.
And that was kind of what they ask of us is, okay, if they're outside the box, what are you guys doing
What are you doing?
outside the box to communicate with them?
Yep.
And this was a meeting we had, and I think that's great. I think that's what should happen.
Yeah.
You know, I think there's with all of us when we're doing a job, and it kind of really doesn't matter what age. When you do something long enough, you gather a confidence, and then that's when mistakes happen, or you shortcut it, or you think you know best, or
overconfidence.
Overconfidence. And I think this is a good way to just, hey, how you doing? Be careful. You're young. You know, you're going to get overconfidence. We're speaking from, experience, right? And it's not that we know anymore. We've just done stupid shit, and that's what we've learned from.
Yep. Learn from our mistakes.
Yep.
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 Let's see. I want to give a shout out to the fleet. I do see a lot of drivers out there doing things the right way and wanting to learn and to do a good job with a good attitude. Sometimes we get focused on the other things, but honestly, we got some great people working here that
Absolutely.
just really want to do the right thing.
That's a great shout out, Jim.
Yep. Robert Pinkard wants to give a shout out to Stephanie and Clint. They both made it to Fair Play through one of the, as he calls it, the nastiest ground blizzards he's ever seen in his life. Robert Pinkard made it to Jefferson, had to stop. Stephanie was ahead of him and made it all the way to Fair Play. And then her and Clint came back the back way, which was a little
24.
Yeah, which was a little safer. So
Yeah.
Yep. And then Rick Ray wants to give a shout out to Scooby and Kendrick for all their help with the first snowstorm.
Good stuff.
That is great.
Did you guys, because I missed last week's podcast there, did you give a shout out for the spill over at Coors?
Yeah.
Did you last week?
Yeah.
Okay. I had that on my notes. And then Jam, I did have same thing. I know we had a meeting, we just talked about it, but the young drivers, I think they're doing an outstanding job.
Nice.
It's good to see young people take on this challenge. Because no matter what through the years, I talk about it a lot. I'm just a truck driver, and that's not true with anybody. And for them to take the challenge on and how difficult we all know it is great. And then I know for Joanne's birthday there, but had a quick little meeting with everybody, and the McLeod thing, it's going pretty well, and pretty bad all at the same time. But Joanne, Deb, and Kathy. And also, they're in the thick of it, making it work behind the scenes. Wanted to give a shout out to them.
Nice.
I think it's amazing. All the work they've put into this to make it work. And then Dave, I don't know if you have it on your list, but a shout out to Brandon for yesterday's meeting. They were awarded by Douglas County their full permit for their asphalt plant down at Sedalia. So good news for them and for us, and for the trucking community. And it's hard to believe, but we were talking to Theron, and they bought that asphalt plant in 2018. Yeah, so they've planned and fought for that permit since 2018.
Crazy.
And just now finally got the approval, and me and Dave attended the meeting, and a lot of other Brandon employees attended, and they had one person that just was so upset, wouldn't listen to the rules, had to be escorted out by the police. Wasn't on the list to speak. The commissioners had to leave and go. I'm calling it behind the scenes, basically for their safety. It's kind of a protocol thing. Not that there was anything unsafe. It's just a protocol where they leave the room.
I mean, really, you have no idea, Jim. It's not like we walk through a metal detector or anything to go in there. I mean, she could have taken out a bottle of whatever, thrown it at him. You know what I mean?
Was she a homeowner or just an activist?
No, homeowner. Yeah. And I thought about that, Dave, because no metal detector, no nothing. And she could have just opened fire.
That Douglas County sheriff, he didn't look like a boy I'd want to mess with.
No, and he was very nice.
He was very nice.
Very nice.
Put his hand on her back, kind of almost like rubbed her back a little bit, grabbed the microphone from in front of her and pulled it down. Said, ma'am, you have to leave. You're not allowed to speak. You weren't on the list.
Let her finish, because she did de-escalate.
That's right. Everybody let her finish.
Yeah.
They told her, ma'am, you're not allowed to speak. She went up there anyway.
How old was she?
Like a 60?
Yeah, late
Five?
50s, 60s.
Yeah. It was a full-blown demonstration. And man, I hate to be political about it, but it was a full-blown demonstration of the left just crashing a party and pissed off and angry and mad and no way to fix it. And then the right just sitting there and watching. And then as a matter of fact, because she had on a shirt that wasn't acceptable, and the court told her so, and she's like, "What is it, my shirt?" And she turns around and pulls like her jacket open and shows everyone in the audience. And
Did it say something derogatory on it, or
about
Trump?
Marxism. And so anyway, the one commissioner said, "You're not allowed to wear that in here. You're not allowed to," and he gave off this list, and he said, "Or pins." Well, Brandon, when they showed up, they had a person walk around with a bag of pins and give us all a button that didn't have Brandon on it, you know what I mean? But it was a button in support. And it was funny, the judge said, "You're not allowed to have those buttons." And you know what you heard? Nothing. Everyone reached right up and took their button off and put it in their pocket. Not one person made a peep. They obeyed the law, they obeyed what was asked, and it was just done.
Oh, so nobody was wearing their buttons.
No, we all wore
No,
buttons.
All
you had
of
to
us-
take them off.
All of us had our button on. My point is, they asked us to remove
you
them,
just took them off.
we were all like, done. Took it off. There was no protest, is my point, from the right.
Right.
Just the left was there, mad, upset. And the thing is, they were only allowed to discuss the two things that the permit was there against, and that was a wildfire mitigation permit that the county actually forgot to have them ask for. So the complainant's attorney found that loophole and was able to shut the job down. And then the second thing was, and I still don't know how this works, they lowered a 6-foot fence to a 4-foot in a certain area. And I did you understand why, Jim?
Not totally, but I understood that like the fence is obtrusive if it's too close to the street.
Yeah, and that would be if it was too tall.
It was too tall, so it was
Obtrusive.
obstructive or
Yeah.
whatever. And then so they lowered it, but then they had to put a screening fence back by the plant, which is already there. But if you're after a screening fence, that's the confusion. I wanted it screened up closer to the street, so I didn't see it at all. But they had to lower the fence.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
And the minute
crazy.
the commissioners said that's all you can talk about, those people had nothing to talk about.
Right.
They had nothing to talk about. So then they were just mad. You know, one guy sat there when the commissioners got up and went behind closed doors for their protection. One of the residents sat there balking like a chicken. He was like, "Bark, bark, 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 bark."
like
sounds like a circus?
It was kind of a circus.
It
Dave.
was,
It was
yeah.
because the commissioners are afraid, and that was what they were chicken. That was what got that. That's the best the guy could come up with. But I wouldn't stand in a crowd of 50 people and have some crazy lady that's being escorted away by the police and just stay there. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
So they walked in the back room until everything was okay.
I would have tased her.
Right. I think the cop Dave's talking about, or was he a sheriff?
Douglas County Sheriff, yeah.
He was big enough, Jim. He could have tackled her.
Tasing her would have been
He
funner.
could have picked her up by the neck and just said, "We're leaving, ma'am," and carried her out. No problem, Jim. Because of course she was a small, older lady.
But it was handled well. Not even a bad situation. It's just a stupid situation.
Yeah, it's
It
dumb.
is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But congratulations to Brandon. I mean,
That's
what
the
a fight.
point. Yep.
Congratulations to all of us, the trucking industry. It's good.
Cool.
Means we're going to have some material to haul.
Absolutely. Yep.
Drivers doing it right. This week we had Gerardo Sanchez and Pedro Magallanes.
Awesome.
Yeah, congratulations, you
Good
guys.
job, guys.
Making the list.
Yep.
I love seeing Pedro on that list because he is our night course driver.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, pretty cool. You guys have any more shout-outs?
I think that covered my list.
I can't remember if I did it last week because where we were at in the snowstorm. But yeah, to Big Country and Rick for handling the snowstorm last week. So
If you did, let's do it again.
yeah, it was good stuff, man. For the first storm they really jumped in, got their feet wet, and got things taken care of.
No, probably learned a lot.
Yeah, there's some things that changed this year, huh?
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, it's not a shout out, but I brought up the cooler spill. Did you guys talk about the tailgates and the guys hauling coolers last week and
We did.
the frozen stuff?
Yeah.
We did last week, but
It's-
always good to talk about again.
That's
This week.
true.
Yeah.
We've talked about it for years, and it still happens.
Keep
We
talking
talk-
about it.
Yeah, yeah. It's just that time of year. If you're somebody, Pedro, if you're hauling coolers at night, you got to scrape that gate, make sure the dogs are closed. That's just all the way it is. And then you're hauling in the slush or the frozen snow, and if it packs underneath the tires and the dogs, the linkage doesn't cam over. I mean, got to remember that. And everybody can check that. If you're hauling in a snowstorm or hauling in the snow, we run in a day like that. Everybody's got to check their dogs.
If you're landing legs back, really good idea.
Yeah.
Make sure,
Yeah.
with that
That
pressure
just
on the gate.
saves a lot of shoveling, doesn't it?
Yep.
I mean, we've all done that too many years.
Absolutely. All right, let's get into the meat and potatoes. There is a new left lane restriction for truckers on the I-70 mountain corridor. You will see the new lane markings and signage at Georgetown Hill, Eisenhower Tunnel, both directions, Vale Pass, Glenwood Canyon, Dow Junction, and Floyd Hill. What's Dow Junction? I meant to look that up. Anybody know? I have to look that one up.
I don't, Jim.
Dude, I can't think of it.
So this is interesting, though, and I didn't know this, and I like this. It's basically the JFW policy. This restriction limits trucks to the right lane unless they are actively passing. So right lane restricting unless you are actively passing. Don't hang out in the left lane. And, if you're in a big old drag race with another big truck that's preventing you from being actively passing, maybe just back off and fall in.
Right.
So.
Yeah, so it's it's actually Dowd's Junction is a location in Eagle County, Colorado near Minturn where the Eagle River and Gore Creek meet and is known and is known for the Gore Valley Trail and major I-70 interchange. Yeah, in fact, when you look it up, there's a truck laid over.
I was going to
Probably
say,
that curve right where, I guess it's 24, comes into I-70
No,
right
that's-
there.
Like the Minturn exit.
Yes.
Yep, that's
Yes.
the little map right here. They've got a
Yep.
6 and 24 right
That's
there.
a pretty sharp curve right there, boy,
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Kind of what separates Vale and Eagle Vale.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep, Dave, you're right. Yeah, it says here, connecting Vale to Eagle Vale. So you guys are all spot on, right on, yeah.
I thought you were going to say it's well known for slow trucks in the left lane. This is from Joanne. Drivers, please look at the emails you receive from me every Thursday. This is your driver settlements and what you will look at to make sure all loads are there. Percentage is correct and pay is correct. That's what you're looking for. The net amount is what you will be paid and what you will be deposited into your account. I understand that Sidekick has a pay section and shows your loads, but it might not always be correct, and I have no control over you seeing that in Sidekick. Please also notice that in the email that locations have been added so you can tell which load it is. As always, contact me with any questions, and I am more than happy to help. Thank you for all your patience and understanding while we nail down how our new software works. And then a little inspiration from Joanne. Together, we are better.
Absolutely.
Good job, Joanne. She says that a lot. Together we are better.
Yeah.
Right? And it's right on.
It's true.
Yes,
It's
she
true.
does.
You can't.
Yep.
Yeah, I ran across a little quote, looking for stuff for the podcast, and it was things never change until you look behind you and how different it is. And
Right.
it was like, how many times like, oh, what are you doing? Oh, same thing this
Same
week.
stuff.
But you turn around and you're like, ain't nothing the same.
No.
Or something went on, or something changed, or we did something, or you learned something. That's so untrue. Always the same.
Yeah.
Next on the list, space is one of the major causes of truck crashes. And in the name of safety, we need to drive this point home. Starting 1-2, that's Monday after the New Year, following too close is going to carry more weight on your Samsara score. Right now it carries a 0.1, and it's going to be switched to carry a 0.5. So you're going from a tenth of a point to a half a point for following too close. Okay, it should have never been a 0.1, and to be less than 1.5 seconds from behind the car in front of you, at highway speeds or anything over 45, really, for more than 30 seconds, it's just dangerous. And we're hoping that that bigger weight's going to get some people to back off quite a bit.
Good. And we had talked about that when we rolled all this out, that we were going to have to make some adjustments.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a year, and the thing is, you're not changing the, like you just said, 30 seconds, Jam. You're not changing the amount that time you have to adjust. We're just changing the distance or the weight of it. I'm sorry.
We're changing how much it costs you to score.
Yeah.
So it used to be you could have 10 following too closes and miss 1 point, which would give you a 99. Or you could have 20 and have a 98.
Right.
And we have people with that many. Now, if you have 10 following too close, that's 5 points.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to make you back off.
Yeah, and we're always after being safer and how we look to the public.
Absolutely.
And then following too close, that's the first thing that the public sees.
Yep.
There's nothing more scarier than a big old truck in your back window.
Yep. As I said, in the name of safety, we don't do these things to be mean or more restrictive. We do it. It's not a discipline. It's just us trying to be safer.
And better.
And better.
We got to stand out. We got to look different. We got to act different.
Amen. We got a taste of winter and how things change in this job during the wintertime. Here is some of what I saw drivers experience and face. A, frozen tailgates. Okay, good way to avoid a frozen tailgate. Be sure to set your tailgate on top of your tailgate latches. B, frozen loads. Make sure you sweep out all the snow out of your trailer. You want to be down to the liner, and you want to use that release agent before going out to get that first load in the freezing cold, and you want to load landings legs back. That'll help you quite a bit. If you do get a frozen load, one of the tips we like to tell people is you got to be in a place where you could get in your trailer. We had guys up in CMEX and they had frozen shale, and everyone knows you can't get in your trailer there. They did speak to the loader operator ended up letting them in. And we've seen that before. If you talk to the loader operator, they will supervise you in your trailer. They'll just come and watch you and make sure you don't disappear or something like that. You know what I mean?
And what a good I don't know, it's not a program, but what a good way to handle it.
Yeah.
It is the safest way. It's the smart way to do it.
Yep. What you can do at that point is you gotta shovel out that last 6 to 8 feet of your load just to get less of a grip on that load, and hopefully the weight, I don't know if it'll work with the lightweight with that shell, but hopefully the rest of that weight would be able to break it loose without that 6 to 8 feet at the end being stuck. Let's see. C, sweeping out in your spot, not in the middle of the yard or in front of other people's vehicles. We just have, if you don't know, you don't know, and that's not something we've probably talked about. We definitely want you to sweep that snow out right behind your trailer where it sits. We don't want you pulling out into the middle of the yard and just leaving big piles for people to drive around, or we even had one though get dropped in front of a four-wheeler.
Yeah. I think what people were doing was they were pulling out, parking their car, and then realizing, oh shoot, I need to shovel. So we had about 5 or 6 piles out in the middle of the yard.
Well, sorry, continue.
Well, instead of back by the curb
Right.
where you park.
The other problem,
Yeah.
the other problem is a lot of times you can't get your ladder down because it's too tight. So you need to pull up, put your ladder down, back up, do it, pull out, put your car in. So
And put your ladder back up.
that would be a good idea too. Yep. Number D, you want to make sure your dogs are cammed over. Okay, if you don't know what that means, get with a safety director. You are basically checking the linkage underneath your fenders on your trailer to make sure that linkage is touching the frame of your trailer to make sure nothing popped that gate open. And to Jim's point earlier, if you're hauling in the snow and there's slush, you're doing cores and you got that liquid coming out, you want to make sure you're scraping your tailgate in between loads, scraping that seal to make sure that tailgate could close as far as possible. E, let's make sure our tarps are rolled in overnight. We've done some experimenting. Closing your tarp at night really doesn't help anything. So, and then F, This isn't something I noticed, but it's a good idea. If you had to chain up in this weather and you didn't have some warm clothes to change into and change out of, that might be an idea. Get a foul weather bag put together. That can include a pair of insulated coveralls. They don't need to be super expensive. I mean, you could go to the Army Navy surplus and buy, you don't need the $300 pair. You could get the, $75, $80, $100 pair. Just something to keep you a little extra warm, and then when you're done, you can take it off and not be soaking wet. Make sure you got some good chaining gloves to keep your hands warm. That'll make a big difference. It made a big difference for me. Super Dave, I know you got a foul weather bag.
I'll tell you, it saved my butt one time. I blew a hose down in Castle Rock, and then I was going farther down south to get my next load down in the Springs, and I didn't realize that I had blown the hose, obviously, until I was almost at the top of Monument Hill. And it was snowing, it was cold, and then I got my bells and buzzers going off, so I pulled over and then opened the hood, found all this water, called the shop, and I was down there waiting for Mikey to come and get me, and of course he did, but I was down there for hours, and it was cold as hell. I couldn't run the truck to keep warm because there was no coolant in it anymore. And thank God I had bibs and a cold or a heavy jacket, and otherwise I'd have been freezing for probably about 3 hours.
Yeah.
Once that cold sets in, it's tough to get warm.
It's over.
Yep.
Yeah, I keep a pair of bibs in my pickup truck, and I mean, it could be 40 degrees on. I'm throwing them things on.
Yeah, I was going to mention when you guys were, get around to my turn here that I've done the same thing. I have like 2 jackets in my pickup. I put my hat in my pickup. I got my winter gloves out, threw them in the pickup, have some other stuff in my pickup. And we went over the other day, me and Dave in his pickup, and it was really cold over at yard 23, and we got out and we were outside longer than we wanted to, and I'm like, I don't have anything with me. I don't have an extra coat. I don't have my gloves. Don't have my hat. I don't have anything. And man, we got back in the pickup. I was frozen, but it's just, you count on that stuff, especially once you have it.
Sure.
And can grab it. So yeah, it's so important to have it with you.
Makes you feel really smart too.
Yeah, because you go, oh, my ears are cold. You put your hat on. You go, oh, put a big jacket on. Yeah.
I want to roll back a little bit. I missed this. So talking about the Samsara scars, we are also enacting, or I don't know what you call it, making it work, context multipliers. A context multiplier is going to be, if you're fouling to a close on a bright, sunny, dry day, you're going to lose your 0.5. If you blow through a red light on a bright, sunny, dry day, it's going to be the normal. But if the road conditions are wet, or if it's snowing, or there's rain, or it's a construction zone, that makes it even more dangerous, and a context multiplier is going to make that count heavier on your score. It'll carry more weight. So
yeah, great. And I want to talk about it, that running a red light is, we don't get a lot, but we do get tickets here of you guys running the red lights down at Union.
The camera,
the red light.
60th and Vasquez over here is a big one.
Yep. And a lot of those are dismissible on our side because we can't tell who's driving the truck lots of times, but still that's something we shouldn't get.
Right.
They should just never show up here.
Yep.
And I got to defend the camera. It's usually pretty blatant with the trucks.
Oh, yeah.
The light's red.
Yeah, they're not wrong.
No.
But worse than that, I mean, 2 of the worst truck crashes I've seen that have been our fault has been blowing through a red light on Highway 85. It is just catastrophic, the amount of damage and carnage and, injuries that could happen, or by the grace of God, one of them didn't get injured. But
it didn't and should have.
Yeah. So, it's scary. Like, if you want to see what it looks like to have a crash, I mean, everyone watches it in orientation. JR plays that video, so.
Yeah, so does Ken.
Yeah. So you see it twice.
Yep.
Drop 10 and cover.
Yeah.
Forget who used to say that, but is it Greg? I think it might have been
was.
Greg.
Yeah, drop 10 and cover, yeah.
Great advice.
It is a great advice.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
That means drop your speed. If the speed limit's 65, drop down to 55 going through the intersection and cover your brake.
Absolutely.
Be prepared. Especially on Highway 85, I mean, we've all experienced it. The light's green, we're doing 65, and it's like, I wonder if that light's going to change. Sure as shit.
It's called a stale green light.
Yep. I was just going to say that.
Yeah, and we, as truck drivers and as much as we drive, we know when a light's going to change.
Every time.
Yep. Most of the time. Yeah, every time, Jam, you're right.
Correct me if I'm wrong, too, Jam. Those 2 accidents, were we in the left lane on both of them? I know we were for sure on the one.
On the one we were.
I think we were on both.
I feel like, no. So the one with the elderly lady, I feel like we were in the right lane.
Were we?
We ended up jackknifed in the left lane, facing the wrong way.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, the other one where the guy didn't get, seriously injured.
Yeah.
He was in the.
I'm pretty sure when he came through, it was in the left lane.
Yeah. That one, there's no question.
Hands down.
He was in the left lane on that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. We talked about it earlier, the rookie road warrior meeting. I guess we don't really need to cover that again, but nice thing that we had. I think JR is going to try to have meetings once a month on that, which will be a good program. And then also from JR, reminder to make sure you're doing your Samsara training assignments. For example, managing distractions, managing space, changing lanes safely. These are some examples of what you might see. So if you are chosen to do the self-coaching option. So to give you guys a rundown, when we go into our coaching module, all of our, people that are on our team, if they have violations and videos to watch, we go there, we hit coach, we watch them, we may dismiss some, some of them are non-coachable events or just not, they were incorrect, we'll get rid of those. And then the rest of them, instead of bringing you in for a meeting, we could just select self-coaching and assign you a training or not assign you a training. If we assign you a training, please make sure that training gets done. And that'll be in a record that, we did that with you and you've had training on that, so.
Hey, Jam, I'm just curious, and I know you weren't able to go to the meeting getting ready for the podcast, but do you know what, JR, did you guys discuss what you're covering with the rookies? I mean, to bring up, something that affects them because they are new. Is there anything that, might help everybody?
Yeah, I think that and I have to check with JR, but what we discussed was what the insurance company talked about. We were having the biggest problems, and that's intersections and left lane changes. So I'd have to confirm with them if that's what they talked about, but that's what was discussed.
Sure.
Would be discussed.
Were they right lane changes, Jim?
Just
lane changes.
Lane changes, yeah.
The most common right lane.
Yeah, blind spot, front quarter,
Yep.
pit maneuver.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously we just talked about the 2 accidents, but the intersections.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, that's where we've had our biggest accidents.
Yep.
Let's see. Another thing to talk about, we're going to have some other meetings with, they're not going to, but they probably will hear about it. So if you are on my list of drivers that do not listen to the podcast and you're not engaged with this program, you've been selected to attend in-person meetings. There's a few drivers that heard that and they started either re-listening or listening to begin with. If you listened to the last 2 podcasts and did the quiz, you will be uninvited to the in-person meeting.
That's great.
Yep.
That's the first time being uninvited is a good thing, right?
Right. Yeah, Dave. Not making the big social event.
Yeah.
Did you guys want to call a driver today?
I saw you had it on there, so I wondered if you had somebody in mind.
I forgot to ask you guys before the show. Should we try Zach?
Sure.
We failed before.
We always fail.
He didn't answer.
But with the weather and everything being different, maybe he's not normally where he is.
Could be.
We're gonna find out. We'll be one and done on this.
It's not looking promising.
Nope.
Which is kind of promising.
Right, he's
We
not
kinda
answering his
knew.
phone.
Yep, yep.
Right. There's that small point
Yep.
or a big point.
Your call has been.
Womp womp. Well, let's see if he calls back during the show. Moving on to what's next. Anything going on at Yard 23? Did that? I know you guys ordered that Matter Daddy. Did that come in?
That what, Jim?
The Matter Daddy?
Matter data?
Matter Daddy?
No.
No?
Matter Daddy?
Yeah.
You've got us all. Is this your dad joke? Did you just reel 3 of us in?
I did, but you didn't fall for it. The answer was, what's the matter, Daddy? Nothing. What's the matter with you? Almost.
So close.
Dang it. But what is going on at the R23? Anything cool going on over there?
I mean, it just doesn't stop, Jam, right now. I mean, it took so long to get going, and now it's like, holy smoke, what's this? Dave comes back, and he has a little more time than I do to go over and look at things, and he walks in my office, and the joke is now he goes, Jimmy? He's like, he lays all this out, and I'm like, huh? What are we doing? How come I got to catch up? And the other day when we went over, it was like, we got a few minutes to run over, and I'm like, Dave, it won't take that long. And I don't know how long we were there, Dave.
Right?
An hour, but
At least.
Yeah.
At least, yeah. Some progress on the fuel island. We've been really struggling with the engineering company laying out and getting us drawings on it. And it's just the way of the world, I guess, Jim. It's been uber frustrating for us. And Drew, our GC, Fleetmeyer there from Fred Fleetmeyer Company, he's just a pretty inspirational human being. He is so positive. He and his brother.
Yeah, I was going to say
with
him
this
and
stuff.
Dan.
And I was like, Drew, I'm just struggling getting these guys to move. And he's like, how about I give them a call, Dave? And I was like, that'd be freaking great, Drew. Yes, please. And he did. And he's so well spoken and can clearly explain our needs and what our wants are and everything, but we've drawn it out. We've met. I mean, Jim and I personally have had at least 5 meetings with the fuel company that we're using and stuff like that. And anyway, yeah, it's all coming along. It's happening. We just got notification yesterday that the 9 dispensers we ordered are complete. They sent us a picture of them.
Nice.
So we need to pay for the other half and get them delivered from Alabama is where they're coming in from. And then they're getting ready to pour curb and gutter there on the northwest corner of the building, and hopefully they'll be able to get the concrete poured out of the wash bay to the street. And I mean, they're just going at it. The floors are almost completely polished upstairs.
The mezzanine?
The mezzanine. Yeah. And that's taken quite a while. It looks like the whole building's primed now. We just decided 2 days ago where like the first 30 trucks are going to park on the east side. That's been an embankment that we back up to, but we're like 20 feet from the fence. And we're like, this is just a poor use of our property, so we're going to put in a retaining wall, and we'll be able to back the trucks up like 12 feet further to the east, which is, 12 feet of land is 12 feet of land.
Absolutely.
When you go from not using it to using it, that's pretty incredible. So, yeah, just lots of all the little details coming together,
Yeah, we were. There's going to be mistakes, because it's going to be the little details, and they're not going to be bad. They're just going to be some of the stuff you got to live with because you just missed it. It's so much. Sure. But there's going to be so many good things too. Yeah. They're like, oh, I didn't know that worked that way. Oh, that turned out cool. All that kind of stuff. And because they're about to lay out the floors, and the place, thank God, is so big. That we need to break up some of the offices and think about what we're doing when it looked okay on the plans, but you're standing in it and you're just like, we just don't need that space. We could gain another office and, for different stuff like that too. It's overwhelming.
I think when Jim says mistakes, he just is like, oh, I wish we'd have done this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is what we've got. I wish we would have done this.
Sure.
Yeah. So it's truly not a mistake, but we would have done it different had we been through it once.
Yeah,
right?
the stairs, they're in the entryway, and the entryway looks grand. I mean, the stairs are up, everything like that, but there's a huge space underneath the stairs. It's in every drawing. It's not like we didn't see it, but you walk in there, and me and Dave are like, that's huge. What are we going to do with that spot?
What do we do with that empty spot?
We wouldn't have done it that way.
Podcast studio?
open space, not a room space. But yeah,
Gotcha.
Put a wall up and make it a closet.
well, that's what we said, Dave.
Yeah,
that is
make it
exactly what
storage.
Guess who's calling?
Oh, sweet.
Yo, Zach.
Morning, Jim. How we doing, brother?
Good morning, the man, the myth, and the legend.
Good morning. What's going on?
Well, I know we've been having trouble getting you on the podcast, but we thought we would try again today, and here you are.
You got me. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Zach.
Good morning. How are we?
Good.
So, Zach, you know how it goes. We're going to ask you some questions about your career in trucking and stuff like that. How long have you been driving?
Let's see. I got my CDL with Pinto Hitch back in January of 2022. That was back in Ohio when I was doing some tree climbing. But then I just got the CDL for semi-trucks back in, when would that have been? 2 years ago now. August of 23.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so you went from finance to tree trimming, tree cutting to CDL driving.
Yes, sir.
I love it.
Yeah, I used to drive the big bucket trucks, and back in Ohio they have those big oak trees, so you got to constantly be getting the dead out of the top so they don't fall. And once you're hanging up there about 100 feet tall, and I was about to have my first son, it was like, okay, I probably should be doing something a little less risky at this point.
Right. Yeah, it's a dangerous job, that's for sure. What's your favorite thing about driving, Zach?
I think a lot of the guys have said it here that, it's the windshield time. It's exploring this beautiful state, going to Utah and seeing those parts. I guess beyond that, it's the sunrises, the sunsets. And I think the one thing that hasn't been said yet is the challenge. We get into some of these tight spots and, a little more difficult areas to be backing in and backing out of. So I always like the challenge and just trying to get better get a little better each day.
I love it.
Good point. I love that.
Yeah, I always loved a tough job site, especially when you nail it and you're just
Yes.
like, yeah, I got it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, it feels good. Especially there's a couple that you get a little squirrely that you're close on both edges, and it feels good to get it in there and get it done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love it. Zach, what do you like to do in your free time?
I'm very fortunate that my son is a little bit of a gearhead, so we like going to the supercross races, the monster truck events, that all sort of stuff. And I do spend a lot of time with him. We're doing swim lessons now on the weekend, so that's pretty fun.
Huh?
And then personally, I'm an outdoorsman. I enjoy hunting. I enjoy shooting sporting clays, that sort of stuff.
Very nice.
Nice.
How old is your son now?
Say that one more time.
How old is your son and what's his name?
Liam Tarp. So I guess, shout out to him. He will be 3 this February.
Well, I hope he succeeds in his swim classes. He could be the next Sam White.
Yeah. Who's coach and trainer?
Yeah. Zach, if you were the host of this podcast, what would be something that you would like to address?
I think you guys are already doing it already, but just how to get better at this job each day, whether it's trucking, but I look forward to the High Road Hollins every week with just tips on, life stuff,
Yeah.
How do we get better as a person? Is that, the journaling, the meditating, just those sorts of secrets that, we can be covering to make ourselves better, right?
Nice. I love it. If you could instantly master any skill, what would it be and why?
That's a good one. I would have to say languages. Through days, I maybe fumble through English, but I try to dabble with learning Spanish. And my ex-wife was from Brazil, so I've had some great opportunities to live abroad in Mexico, where I learned some Spanish. And then I lived in Brazil for about 8 months, where I picked up Portuguese. But I just think the more languages you know, the more people you can connect with, and that's a good thing.
Very true.
That Portuguese is like no other language. There's a few words that blend, but I mean, you know how they kind of say, if you can speak Spanish, you kind of... Italian is fairly simple, right?
Gotcha.
They're very similar. Portuguese, it's not. There's nothing similar to it. There may be a word or two that are similar. That's it. There's nothing.
Correct.
Yeah.
The only thing that saved me is when I was living there, I had a little bit of a Spanish background, so I could read stuff. A lot of the
Oh,
words are
right.
spelled the same.
Yes.
But when they spoke it, I was like a deer in the headlights, and I was lost. And
Yeah.
multiple times I took buses to the wrong place and got off, and my phone didn't work. And I was like, what am I going to do? So what doesn't kill us makes us stronger, right?
Right.
Speaking of that, Zach, what's the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to you in public?
I don't think I was embarrassed at the time, but I probably should have been. I remember I went to this day camp when I was a kid. Each week, we would do a field trip to somewhere. So it's like to the, ice skating rink, to the, different parks, different things like that. Well, the grand finale of that camp was going to the local water park. And this is back in Ohio. This is back in the day. I don't think regulations and safety protocols were as good as they maybe are now. So this one that we went to, they just got those brand new Stingray slides, we call them. Those ones that go straight down and you get a big wedgie at the bottom. So, long story short, I was in a group of mixed, boys and girls and stuff, and we were all trying to get brave enough to go do it, and I said, I'll do it. So I climbed those stairs the whole time, and my heart was pounding. I was scared to death, and got to the top, and I looked down, and I just closed my eyes, crossed my arms, went down to the bottom. When I skipped at the bottom, I got a big wedgie, stood up, and I forget the theme of the park there, but whatever theme they had going for them, I turned it into the nude beach. My shorts caught on something and ripped all the way open and flopped open.
Oh, dang.
My adrenaline was pumping, and I got all, I was pumped I just survived, but didn't realize that my shorts flopped open.
That's funny. Good stuff. Right on, Zach. Well, I'm glad we had a chance to catch up with you this morning.
Yes, thanks for having me on the podcast.
Yep.
Hope you guys have a good morning here.
Where are you at right now? How did we get lucky?
I'm sitting here up at Oscar Blues loading grain.
Oh, nice. Perfect.
Yeah, so
That works,
I
man.
was hoping we could do this. I've been wanting to get on it, and thanks for the persistence. I just wanted to be sitting still, so you caught me at the perfect time.
Yeah,
Great.
you've asked for a warning. You've asked, for a heads up. And honestly, we quit doing it for a little while. I think when the state patrol guy came, I took it off the outline, and I just never put it back in. So
Yep.
here we
I'm
are.
glad we're getting back to it. It's good to get the backgrounds of people, and appreciate you guys finally getting me on here.
All right, man. God bless. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, be
Thanks,
safe.
Have a
Zach.
good morning, guys.
Good
Thanks.
day, Zach.
All right, bye-bye.
Hey. All right.
Good call, engaged, and you can absolutely tell he listens to the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what positive.
Oh,
when
for
you-
sure.
When you
Every week.
talk to somebody and they listen to the podcast, you really have a different conversation with them.
Yeah.
good.
They
It's
get
good.
it. Yep. Zach's been that guy ever since he came on board. Mm-hmm. Just super reliable, consistent. We know what we're going to get with Zach every day. So, all right. Any other updates on the matter, Daddy?
No.
Yeah, just good stuff.
Yeah.
Getting excited. Me and Dave joked this morning. We heard a truck say backing out of the wash bay, and Dave said, "What are they going to do when they get to the new building? Go pulling through
You bet.
the wash bay?"
I have to bring this up too. We talked about, Jim, you mentioned how long ago Brandon bought that plant. Hasn't it been 8 years for us since we moved into the West Yard with expecting to build a building at the West Yard? It's got to be pushing 8 years.
Oh yeah, Dave. Oh yeah.
I mean,
More.
I could just tell you because I started in 2018, which is 7.5 years ago.
Yeah.
We were talking about that asphalt plant since then, and we moved over to Yard 20 or the West Yard pretty quick as soon as we started adding trucks. So,
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the old saying is all good things
take 8 years.
you have to wait for, or whatever the saying is. That's not it, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Good things come to the people that wait. Or,
Yeah,
wait.
yeah.
And Dave tried to do that yesterday with Theron. That maybe the long wait is worth it. Maybe there's a pot of gold at the end of it.
Yep.
They say there's a reason for everything.
Yeah. And Theron kind of rolled his eyes because it's like I don't know how much money they've spent.
Right.
Trying to get that done. I just
Sure.
it's we'd all probably just cringe, at the cost and how they're able to afford it, and that's a big thing for them. The attorneys to get this through there is
Just the attorney bill.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Exactly. he this last delay, and it was from September till now, Dave, right, was the
Yes.
dates. He thought they had about 200 grand just in attorneys.
My
And
goodness.
that's for nothing. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, we attorneys, all serve their purpose, everything like that, have to have, certain situations, but this isn't one of those situations where you should be spending money on this. I mean, they ask you to lower a fence that you already had in place that was higher, and the fire mitigation. I mean, their attorney had to make the point, because right down in that area they just had that fire, a few months ago, that really bad wildfire where the Douglas County helicopter was able to put the fire out, and why did they buy it, and all that kind of stuff. They actually staged at Plant 13.
Oh, did they?
Because
Wow.
it was the safest area.
Yes. But they were worried about a wildfire and
At the
getting
plant.
at the plant, and yeah, it's just so, one of the neighbors brought up that how dangerous the area is, and that asphalt plant, and all they need is one spark from the asphalt plant. I've not been to the asphalt plant that sparks are flying or.
Yeah, that dude throwing a cigarette butt out the window is a little bit more of a risk.
Probably is,
Man.
right, Dave?
And some of their facts were just pretty skewed, because they said, there's going to be 10,000 trips a day in and out of there. That's a truck every 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Not happening.
Not happening.
Not happening. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, still good stuff. Got through that, and progress costs. That's always the way it is.
True.
Sure. All right, other things coming up. Christmas is coming up. Tis the season. The schedule should be as follows, but this isn't super official yet, but you could kind of keep it in the back of your mind. Some plants are going to be closing early on Christmas Eve about noon, so there's potential we would be closing early as well that day. We will be off Christmas Day the 25th as a paid holiday, which is Thursday. Friday the 26th, we should be off as well, but that will not be a paid holiday. Kind of the same thing as Thanksgiving, except with the expectation of maybe getting off a little bit earlier Christmas Eve. And then the same thing with the New Year as well, but we will work Friday the 2nd. Plants are going to be open. So, as a reminder, if you're eligible for paid holidays, you must work your scheduled day before and after that holiday to receive it. So in this case, you'll get paid on Thursday, but you got to work Wednesday, and then you would also have to work on Monday if you're scheduled. If you're not scheduled or you have approved time off, that doesn't count against you. So,
Any word on the Coors schedule? I know they've run Christmas in the past, but I don't think they did last year.
I don't know about Coors.
Yeah, I haven't heard. Linda's usually pretty good about getting on top of that. And I do know the again, it's not written in stone, but that was being with all the Brandon guys yesterday. That was kind of the official talk, was to be closed Thursday and Friday for Christmas too. So I think it's something we can.
The asphalt side is closed Wednesday.
Yeah.
The asphalt side closed Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for
Yep.
sure. And I think they were going to push for the same for concrete, but not officially yet.
Yep.
Gotcha. All right, moving on to questions from the audience. I know, Jim, Brother Dave, you brought it up last week that we don't know what we're doing. And then I had a driver, I can't remember exactly who it was. I want to say it was Big Country. He asked if we're going to have a gathering this year.
Yeah, we always have our annual gathering. I don't know the date yet. You know what I mean? We always do it after Christmas,
Right.
so it doesn't ever impede everybody's
Plans.
plans. You know what I mean? If they want to travel, they're not going to miss anything. We've just found it's better to do in January.
About July.
Christmas in July.
Outside at Yard 23, big old
you go.
barbecue.
There you go.
Dang it, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, Frank's Barbecue. We're probably going to go with that, I would
I
imagine.
hope so. If
I
you're
hope
bringing
so.
it up, it was pretty
Yeah,
good
it's-
stuff, wasn't it, Jay?
Yeah.
Every year it's good stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, another good family, good people.
Yep.
Yeah.
absolutely.
I'm still missing the banana pudding.
Veronica?
Veronica's banana pudding. Damn.
Yeah.
She'd probably come and bring
I was
some,
gonna say,
Jim.
that's probably just a phone call away.
You bet.
How would you like to come to our Christmas party? Price of admission, 3 trays of banana pudding.
Yep.
Safety topic of the week, do not be distracted by your mobile phone device while stopping at red lights. When we get to a red light, everybody, that's not a key to get on your phone. The only time you should be on your phone is if your brakes are set, and I don't mean, pull up to the red light and set your brakes, because that's not what I'm trying to get to. Trying to say,
Please don't do that.
if you are getting ready to leave the pit, you've already done your paperwork, you're pulled off in a safe place in the topping area, you have your brakes set, we're not going to really care. If you're going to get loaded, or if you're at the stockpile getting loaded, we don't want you on your phone even if your brakes are set. Pay attention to what's going on. A lot of things can happen while you're not looking.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, big pet peeve when you're, 3, maybe 4 vehicles back, and the person that's number 1 in line has to check a text and you miss your green light because they've burned 3/4 of it.
Yeah, every time Brother Dave honks at me over there on Forest or whatever it is, it scares me.
I bet running around yesterday with Jim, I was told him, you need to be ready to honk. There's a lot of pressure.
You need to be ready to honk.
Honk at him.
No,
You
he
need to honk.
didn't. He didn't say you need to be ready. Honk, and the light is still red. I mean, nobody's
It
moving.
gets their attention. They get off the phone. They're like,
Just
what, is the light green?
Just in case you were on your phone.
Yes.
What light?
All of them.
Seriously, Dave. I don't know how many at Castle because the meeting was at like 3:30. We were supposed to be there, and it was a little after that. So when we got out, it was like right at 5. So just that downtown area, it was all backed up.
Oh,
and then,
yeah.
I don't know how many people were at the meeting. 50
Oh,
vehicles
yeah.
at least, so they were leaving. So yeah, every light was backed up just right there. Dave's like, honk, honk. I'm like, the light's red, Dave.
I would have got out, held the door open, and been like, here you go.
Done.
Great.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm not bashful with that horn.
Yeah, but the people that sit through the light are just so irritating. I keyed on something though, Jam. I wanted to mention.
Sure.
If you're pulling over to park someplace to go to the bathroom, to grab a sandwich, to get a cup of coffee or
point.
something like that, make sure you're in a safe place, but make sure you're out of the way.
Off the road.
Off the road. I mean, we've just had a couple things where the truck wouldn't restart. It had a bad starter in it, and the truck was not parked in a great place. Then the state patrol showed up, and it's just, come on, you guys. This is what's us changing the industry and being a better company is thinking about the situations where the public has to deal with us. The public shouldn't have to deal with us. We should not be a safety hazard or impediment or anything like that. We should be out of the way and not bothering the public or safety, period. I mean, for that one truck, for the traffic to have to drive around us, man, that sucks. Just you're a big vehicle and don't have the attitude that they can drive around you. That's not the point of being a truck driver.
Safety first.
Yep. Try to be transparent.
Yeah, and invisible, Dave, all at the same time.
Well, isn't that transparent? Come on.
Yep, all at the same time.
Just, you don't want to draw attention to yourself because
Yeah.
it's not going to be good,
Nope.
right? Unless you just got a truck wash last night, then that's good.
Show it off, right?
Yeah.
You want to draw attention to yourself for doing the right things.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even when nobody's watching.
Yes.
All right. Tips and tricks with Armando the Sergeant Del Val.
There's no way he's on 32. There's just no way.
He
It's
skips
impossible.
5 numbers every
I
week.
think so. I look at our podcast. It's like we're going backwards with our episode numbers, and he's going to catch us by the end of the year. He's going to be on tips and tricks number 205.
He's going to have 1,000 followers.
Good job, Armando.
Yep,
we
keep up
love
the good
every
work.
one of them.
Keep up the good work,
Yeah,
man.
I honestly don't care what number he's on.
Yeah.
I'm just glad, every week.
Yes.
He is not even working right now.
And they're amazing. He's knocking
Yeah.
them out of the park.
Yep.
Really is. They're great.
And I love how the punctuation's good. It's easy to read. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unlike Ray Ray's.
Yeah, Holly had a funny story. He stopped by a couple weeks ago, and she was here, and he stepped in the office, and Ann, I think, had to ask, or Holly asking, "Who are you?" And he goes, "I'm Armando Duvall," and Holly's like, "The sergeant?" And she listens to the podcast, and she goes, "Really?" And then they got to talking because she's looked him up on the Connect, and he has himself as an old.
Oh, yes.
Yes, that drives me crazy.
And Holly's like, he goes, "You pictured me older, huh?"
That's awesome.
I thought it was going to be like the Jack Reacher series where I thought you'd be bigger.
Right.
Thought you'd be taller.
Yeah.
All right. So number something or another, start times,
32.
32.
Lay it out there, Jam. Number 32.
Good morning, JFW family, and welcome back to another week of tips and tricks. Please remember that the purpose of these tips and tricks are just ways for us to be helpful, better, and safer drivers on the road. Let's be JFW professionals. Now that the snow is here and the temperature is dropping down in the 30s and 40s, be expecting on having some late starts. Now for me, did you have a question, Jim?
No.
Oh.
No.
Now for me,
Shoulder problems.
whenever a time is put out on Connect, that's the time I want to follow. See, the time on Connect is the time he wants to follow. You might want to write that down because that's important. I stopped doing early loads from here on out. That includes leaving early for Fair Play and Young Ranch. Now my reasons are because anything can happen during the winter season. We have had drivers in the past leave early, and when they get to Kenosha Floyd Hill, the highway was closed due to heavy snow. Dispatch has always been on track when it comes to any updates on the roads. However, everyone should already know, and this includes new employees, because you were told in orientation, dispatch and mechanics don't come in until 5 a.m. So if you leave an hour before your start time and there's a road closure or Plant 2 is closed because of having a late start as well, or Young Ranch is closed for the day, you just lost 2 hours of your day because you refused to follow your start time. Great advice, Armando. There will be days when some drivers will come in at 5 a.m. and others will start at 7 a.m. I remember one morning a driver had a 7 a.m. start and was supposed to go to Fair Play first and then do a load at Young Ranch after. The driver decided to start at 5 a.m., run to Young Ranch first, and dispatch called the driver over the radio and was wondering where the driver was going. The driver said Young Ranch, and on the notes it said Fair Play, but the first time start time was supposed to be 7 a.m. Dispatch made the driver turn around and head back to the yard until the correct start time. I'm sure the driver was pissed off about it because that driver could have done pit 21 and then Fair Play after. But there is a reason why dispatch has us start at the time we were told. Look at your Connect every night before going to bed and see if there are any updates. When you wake up in the morning, check for any updates. Don't expect that dispatch will call you and let you know that plants are closed. If your plant is not closed, you're working. Try not to call dispatch or any of the safety leaders and ask them if you're working that day and you haven't received any updates. Remember that they're really busy in the mornings. There's a time when I arrive at work and just when I was starting my pre-trip, I got a notification that my plant was closed and I'm off for the day. One thing I want to bring up also is that you receive a later start than others. It's not favoritism. There's no seniority, and it's not because you think you're not doing a good job. It's not because they think you're not doing a good job. Dispatch tries their best to make it fair for everyone. I had plenty of 7 or 8 a.m. start times while others started at 6. New drivers got to work on Saturdays and I didn't. It will happen to you, but it's got nothing to do with anything except for fairness. So let's follow our start times. If you're not scheduled to work or have a Saturday off, stay positive and enjoy the free time off. I know with Christmas coming up, it could really impact some of us. That's why we say on the spring and summertime, when we're working our asses off, go those extra loads and come in for an early load and work on your Saturdays. Doing all these things can really help you during your winter season. Please let me know on Connect Team what do you think about this week's tips and tricks, and thank you all for listening and for the positive feedback. Let's start doing things the JFW way. Until next week, Armando the Sergeant Del Val, 0073. Together we can be better.
That's great.
Absolutely.
All good points. You know, I like to say in the summertime, all of those extra loads are literally unlimited. But in the wintertime, we can't just stuff the crap out of those plants, or they'll shut everybody off at 8 o'clock in the morning. You know, so we have to meter that out, and we have to be conservative. And I once had a driver tell me that he would save every Saturday pay for winter. And what a great idea. You know, you don't have to work every Saturday, but every Saturday he worked, he would put it in a winter
Well, slush fund.
slush fund. Yes.
Yeah, that's the same thing as I was just thinking about it, Dave, is you grab that extra load for a week, that's 5 loads, you've pretty much done a day's worth of work.
Absolutely.
That you're off. And
Right.
You try to save it, and it's not a big deal.
The difference is sweating about your bills and not. Because I remember when I worked for AI as a mixer driver, my first winter, I was like, oh boy.
What happened?
Yeah.
Right.
You know, Steve Montoya, my buddy over there, he told me, he's like, yeah, you want to, and this is, this is back in 2000, whatever. He's like, you want to put at least $2,500 away for the wintertime. And the next winter, I was stacked up, and if we had a day off, it was
Enjoy.
like, this is what I was prepared for. I don't have to work today, you know, and I'm not going to worry about paying my bills.
Right.
So, Soup, you want to hit us with that high road home?
I can do that. I've got one ready too.
Weird.
This actually is, I'm thanking my wife, Jackie, for this. Actually, my daughter, Jen, because she got Jackie this book. And the book is kind of a self-help book, but, same thing we talk about a lot. And my wife is kind of funny. She was like, I hate those books. I don't like people telling me what to do, right?
I used to look for girls in the self-help section of Barnes & Noble's.
But she, being who she is, she's like, well, I'm going to read it because Jennifer gave it to me, and, I'm just going to do that. And so she's about halfway through the book, and she says, this is pretty good. So the book is called Just Let Them, and it's a pretty cool concept. But anyway, this is just to get everybody, give them some information on the book. And you didn't get invited. Your spouse judges you. The traffic, freaking terrible. These are shitty situations that make you frustrated, angry, or stressed out. Probably all of the above, if you're honest. But according to the author and podcast host, Mel Robbins, the let them theory can help you rise above it all. The idea is that what's done is done. Your pals didn't think to or want to invite you. You can't magically change your spouse's mind, and you cannot wiggle your nose to erase bumper-to-bumper delays. But you can talk to your friends about your fear of missing out, or prioritize other connections for that matter, but focus on all the things you love about your career, and use your travel delays to call someone back safely on your speakerphone or your headset to make the best out of the things that aren't going your way. Enter the best-selling book in the world, The Let Them Theory, written by Mel Robbins and her daughter, Sawyer Robbins. If the advice to spend less time worrying about what other people think or do sounds a little familiar, it's because it is. The concept of giving up control has roots in Buddhism, Stoicism, the Serenity Prayer, and radical acceptance. Radical acceptance is a new concept that's right along those lines. I actually Googled it, and there's some books written specifically about that. She explains how this concept works and why it can benefit your career, your relationships, and your inner rage monster at busy checkout lines and in traffic. The Let Them theory is a simple mindset tool that has 2 parts. The first part is telling yourself to let them, of course. During any moment in life when you feel annoyed, frustrated, stressed out, or worried about a situation or another person, as soon as you say those 2 words, you're releasing control of what another person thinks, says, does, believes, and feels. Any psychologist will tell you that whenever you try to control something that you can't, it just creates more stress, frustration, and anxiety for you. Once you say let them, you recognize you can't control what another person thinks, says, or does. Therefore, it's not worth your time and energy to try. Then you say, let me, this is part 2, let me remind yourself of things that you are in control. What you think about another person or situation, what you do or don't do in response to another person or situation, and what you do in response to your emotions. Every time you say let them, it's the ultimate boundary between you and the rest of the world. It immediately gives you the feeling of freedom and power. It's an act of self-love and self-protection. You recognize that your time and energy is worth protecting. Then you say let me, and you pull your time and energy back, and you get to choose what you do with it. The single biggest mistake people make is they only do step 1. If you don't say let me, it's very common to feel a little lonely, to let my friends not invite me to brunch, let my family not return my phone calls or ever make an effort. Then you're going to sit there in your judgment, and that's the biggest danger of this. You have to do the let me part. And a lot of people don't like this part because it's when you look in the mirror where you stop blaming other people and you truly have to take responsibility for what you do about it. This is where compassion comes into play. You need this to respond to your emotions that keep rising up. Then you say, let me remind myself I have one job as an adult, to make decisions that make me proud of myself. You will always care what other people think. It's a sign that you're mentally well. You want to belong. You want people to like you, right? That's a good thing. The issue is when you give more weight to what other people think than you give to what you think about yourself. If you're sick and tired of being anxious, stressed out, frustrated, exhausted, this theory might change your life. And the quote this week, realize deeply that the present moment is all that we have. Spoken by Eckhart Tolle, who was a German spiritual teacher and self-help author himself. And this week's quote is courtesy of Lisa Pena. I think she drives 31.
31.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. Talk about a good attitude.
Absolutely. So, if you're frustrated, just say to yourself, let them, and walk away.
Yeah.
Yep. Good. I want to read that book, though, after Jackie's done, but I thought that was really funny because she was so against it. And then I'm like, well, don't read it. And she's like, well, I have to read it. Jennifer gave it to me. And now she likes it. So,
How did Lisa end up giving you the quote of the week?
huh?
How did Lisa end up giving you the quote of the week?
Just came in one night and said, I have a really good quote, and I'll text it to you.
Sweet.
That's great.
Can you repeat it one more time for the listeners?
Sure. If I find it here, get it out. Realize deeply that the present moment is all that we have.
I like it.
Yeah, and we talk about that a lot. If the future is out there, the past is past, all you have is right now.
Present.
Yep. So make the best out of it.
Yep.
Enjoy it.
Yep. You don't know if that author, Mel Robbins, is in any way related to Tony Robbins, do you, Dave?
I don't know, but my first thought is no.
Gotcha.
She does have a podcast, and I honestly don't know.
Interesting. Final thoughts, everybody?
Anybody will? I'll go.
I don't. Yeah, I've got some, so it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah. Either way, go ahead, Dave.
I kind of want to touch upon, and I was struggling for final thoughts this morning, and then we were having a conversation about things, and I kind of grabbed onto it, and it's the words "I don't want to," and just hearing that goes against everything in our creed. The first line of our creed is, "Together we face and overcome all that stands before us." It's not, I don't want to get up early. I don't want to get that last load. I don't want to be out till 7. I don't want to work weekends. You know what I mean? I think anyone that has the I don't want to attitude or mentality or lets that come out of their mouth, I don't think they're setting themselves up for success.
I feel like those people, Dave, not sorry to interrupt you, but they have more excuses why they can't. When they act that way and you get on that that set of tracks or that train, you have more comments that I can't than I can do.
Yes.
And it leads you down that path.
Yes.
And pretty soon you're stuck. You can't do anything.
I don't want to.
Yeah, I don't want to.
I don't want to.
Right?
Yeah. I don't want to be out till 7.
Together we face and overcome some things that we want to do when they stand in front of us.
Right? Yeah. I guess I just wanted to put that out there that, if you have that mentality of, I don't want to, and it could be the simplest of things, it becomes a snowball. It becomes a crutch, and then it becomes paralyzing, and then the next thing you know, you're probably not leading the life you really want to lead because you've incapacitated yourself. You've become the I don't want to do that.
But I want everything that I want.
Yes.
Without putting in the work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's just, my version of 3 little words there. I don't want to. So anyway, yeah, that was kind of my final thought is.
In my world, you're going to starve to death because you kill what you eat around here. You eat what you kill around here.
Right. Yeah.
I think it's got to do with having a positive mindset versus a negative mindset.
Yes.
The old thing, and I forget who's brought it up before, but somebody has that, don't think to yourself, well, I have to get up early. You think, I get to get up early because I'm privileged to be able to get up and go to work and, do something I love. Hopefully everybody loves driving a truck, and that's why they do it. But it's about, and you have to physically think sometimes to stay on that high road because it's so easy to just say, I don't want to get up. But once you do, it really helps you feel better.
Yeah.
And a lot of that positive mentality, you have to have that train of thought that if you just keep going, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. Running a marathon, I can do this. I ran 1 mile. I've ran 5 miles. I've ran 10 miles. I can do this.
Yeah.
Or are you if you're willing yourself into, I can't do this. I can't. And you're going to will yourself into what you're saying. So that positive mindset, it's a powerful thing.
Especially in your, obviously we're talking about work or things you don't want to do at work, right? Well, you get paid to do them, and but in your personal life, like, I believe you should have some non-negotiables, right? Like, the gym is a non-negotiable for me, although it's kind of, I've had the perfect storm of keeping me out of the gym lately, right? But a non-negotiable for me is a gym. And what do I do when I'm tired? I go to the gym tired. What do I do when I don't want to, if I'm, something hurts, I do it when I hurt.
Right.
It's a non-negotiable. We do it.
I mean, your buddy that's been on the podcast, Todd Zielinski.
Yeah.
I mean, how many? I bet he still ran every day, right, Jim?
Oh yeah, he's well over 5 years now. I think.
I mean, I bet he doesn't wake up and go, I can't today. He wakes up and goes, I can. I'm going to. Right?
Yeah. It's not. It's an endurance. It's like a spiritual. Well, I guess that would be more faith-based, but it's like this character endurance. I've said it before. It's easy to do good for a day.
Oh yeah.
But doing it every day, day after day after day, that's where you got to build up this endurance in your character to be able to keep on doing it.
Yeah, it's how you guys joke with me in another crazy diet. It's not really a diet. It just needs to be a lifestyle.
Right.
Yeah.
And most people can't do that. I can't do it. But it's a choice of being better.
Todd's at 5.94. If I rounded it up, 5.95 years.
Wow.
Of running every day.
Wow.
Yeah, it's 2,171 days of running every day.
God bless him. That's great.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah, I got a couple quotes, or the first one's really close to that, Dave, about the I can't kind of thing. And so it says, when the road gets bumpy, you don't leave your own car, you put on your seatbelt. The next one was, we romanticize about the stars, but we forget the dark is what made them visible. If you think about
like that one.
Right? Without the dark, there's no stars. And then to end on a little more positive note, and I really like this one. Someone asked me, what's your favorite place? I don't have a favorite place. I have my favorite people. And whenever I am with them, that place becomes my favorite place.
Beautiful.
I like it. Soup, any other final thoughts from you?
No, I think I'm good, Jam. Try to keep it positive. Your mindset makes all the difference.
Amen.
Yep.
It does, Dave. It does. And we've talked about it in the podcast, but man, that's a bitch sometimes to keep that mindset.
It
I
sure
mean,
is.
that is the whole crux of it.
Yep.
You know, we have a lot in our tools, right? Our toolbox. This podcast, the stuff we've learned, the people we're around, and still to hold that and reach in your toolbox is hard to do.
Especially in the moment sometimes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's easy to hindsight's 20/20, right? Or, you know, if Super Dave did something, I'd be like, oh, I would have done it like this. You know what I mean? I would have used this tool that I've been taught, you know. But in the moment, you know, it's hard to remember sometimes.
Too hard to open the box.
And that's the emotions you're feeling that are in charge at that moment
Yes.
in time.
Right.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
the greatest thing about like what we all talk about is the to be able to learn to take that moment to react.
Yeah.
Whether it's pulling something positive, being direct, not saying anything at all.
Yeah,
you know,
hence
just,
the Navajo stick, right?
right. Just
Yeah.
that moment of not doing anything is probably the greatest lesson you can master. So it gives you all these choices.
My grandma Mimi, she used to tell me all the time, count to 10, Jammy. She called me Jammy. Count till 10, because I had a little temper when I was a kid.
But what wise words, Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As an adult, a lot of times I go, 1, 2, I should do it.
9.5.
Long time if you think about it. Counting all the way to 10 and you're like,
9.75.
what was I pissed off about?
9.80. 9. I'm still pissed.
I don't know what Dave's going to think when he asks me a question about the building, and I'm 1, 2.
Permits are going to expire, Jim. Hurry up.
Right.
That's funny. All right, everybody, don't forget to like and subscribe to the Channel 23 podcast. Hit that follow button. Tell all your friends and family about us. Let's say the creed and get on out.
Together
Till we face and overcome all that stands before us. Together we are accident free. Together we joyfully create honest value for those we serve. Together we celebrate our differences and respect those with whom we work. Together we are accountable for our words and our actions. Together we are the JFW family. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next week.
Be safe.
See you, everybody.
I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a looking for another load. Well, it's a family tradition, any Rocky Mountain day. Our fathers before us showed us the way. We work for asphalt cowboys and concrete kings, but that's never been a problem, 'cause we got diesel in our veins. We've got diesel in our veins. I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just looking for another load. I hear there's a couple million tons to move. I see them everywhere. So you best get out their way and watch that sand and gravel disappear. There's another run to make. We gotta get it there on time. And we got what it takes to lay it all out on the line. We'll lay it all out on the line. I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just looking for another load. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks got the best drivers in town. They got all the tools they need to keep that hammer down. When they hit them scales, they won't need to dodge them, won't need to duck them. They just keep that hammer down, and they say, keep that diesel trucking, keep that hammer down, and keep that diesel trucking. I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-looking for another load. They just keep them doors a-closed, keep them butts in their seats, 'cause those customers are calling, and those red trucks can't be beat. They've gotta put the hammer down and pick up another load. Get it off the ground, keep them eyes open and on the road. Keep them eyes open on the road. I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just looking for another load. Breaker 23, anybody got a copy on that Channel 23 podcast? Welcome, and thanks for listening.